Good morning. It is a Saturday, September 21st, and I decided to come out. It's cloudy. It rained a little this morning. It's supposed to rain a little bit later, but it doesn't look like it's going to be like a downpour. So I figure, you know what? Let's take advantage of the fact that, like, with it being like cloudy and such, it's actually rather cool out. A little humid, but cool, and I deal with humid rather well. I lived in Florida for a couple years. So I am here at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival. A little before it opens, actually. I've never been here before it opens, which for one, I got a great parking spot. Fantastic. And I think they do like an opening ceremony or something. I don't know. We'll find out.
The king needs you!
You need king!
The king needs you!
You need king!
You have to fight!
For your excellency!
Wrong! Hey, hey!
So it is fine and wonderful French weather.
Not English weather, but
And for this festival day, we have brought entertainment from around the world.
they have brought all English entertainment.
Oh no, not English. Around the world. This is a French festival. We are celebrating. This celebration.
They are celebrating
And
the English.
there's great food, turkey legs.
And the shopping. Do not
Oh,
forget
the
the shopping.
shopping. The merchants again from around the world.
Oh, yes.
Glorious merchants.
A glorious English merchant.
And only my queen.
No, only my queen, because, you know, she is the best shopper in all this world and the news.
Would you expect to make a wager on that?
So what would this challenge be then?
Perhaps a challenge of swords.
Oh, I like it. You can say that the loser of the challenge pays for both our lovely queens to shop all this day. Is that a good idea?
Hi.
I like this wager very much.
Very good.
So perhaps we shall choose champion. Very good.
We shall choose champion.
All right.
As our guest, by all means.
I will choose my captain.
No, well done, well done.
My captain
Yes.
will be a fine challenger.
Never defeated.
Harold!
Who's your champion? Who will be the people's champion this day? The great Harold!
French.
The great champion!
The French.
I believe he may need the help.
Here we go! We got some for the French. They root for the underdog.
Oh, yes, we reach all the underdogs.
Champions! Salute the crown!
Well met, Captain.
Champions! Salute each other!
He knows how to hold.
Lay on.
Lay on!
Take your time, Captain.
Born in on his record.
Yeah, I think he will. Very. Well done. Our typical French soldier on his back.
I anticipate this as how do you say, the loser. A loser.
Loser. I like that.
We shall pay for our queen shopping.
Oh,
Huzzah! Well, as it is a festival day and there's much shopping to do,
there is.
so let us commence with the official opening of this festival.
Very good.
Huzzah! We welcome you all to Petit Léon for the Saint-Louis Renaissance Festival. Cannoneers, fire your load!
Bridge powder.
And the festival begins.
For the pirates, it's all for the crowd. We jolly, jolly crowd. It's all for the beer and Tobago. Well, I spent Tommy tins with the ladies drinking gin. And across the western ocean I will wander. Well, I'm sick in the head. I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me lobster X's into B's and sinks, and my head is full of aches, and I have to make it up the way I'm older. Woo! And where are all my boots, my dirty stinking boots? I sold them off for beer and Tobago, but the snows were getting thin and the uppers rolling in, and the hills were looking up for better weather. And where is my wife, my dirty stinking wife? She's tired of my beer and Tobago, but her patience wearing out. After that she kicks me out. Now my heart is looking up for better weather. Woo! It's a shame. Oh yeah, but you know why it's okay? 'Cause it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. It's all for me beer and Tobago. And it's Tommy tins with the ladies drinking gin. And across the western ocean I must wander. Woo!
Woo!
I was born in the Dublin street where the world runs me. And everything all night. When they die, would come out tight. In my neighbors outside with the door. Come back in black and tan. Come out and fight me like a man. Run like hell away. Time is coming fast, and it might be here at last. When you look at you and touch down before, and if there be a need, your children say Godspeed. And every goes in your song, and come back your luck and hand, come out and fight me like a man. Show me what how you will settle down in standards.
I'm gonna put your hands together. Here we go. Yay! Here we go. Come on, just back and hand.
Fight me like a man.
Show me what
How you want metal down in standards. Oh, they are right.
run like Callaway.
Enjoy your stay at the fair.
With 3 pints gone, we're at the pub.
Yeah, 3 pints gone. Night's pub. First show, 11 o'clock. April, when's your first show?
In the lane. Constantly in the lane.
All right. Bella just ran off. So the hell with you then. She's over there.
Fantastic start. Just several of the acts showing up right at the start. Very cool. Glad I glad I made it to the start of all things. Now into the fair.
Front row seating still available.
Back row seating available too.
Middle row seating,
Yeah.
back row seating, side row seating, all still available.
But like a moth to the flame.
Yeah. 10-15 show, you never know. We may just end up telling jokes and hanging out.
Yeah.
We have food. We have entertainment. There's no need to go any further.
There's no need to go any further.
Get on with the show!
Got it. I'm working on it. Working on it.
Do you need an assistant? I can douse you with the fuel.
No. It may or may not be a show, depending on how many people show up. We have 3
There are
so
people!
far. I know.
We're here to see your show! We want to be entertained!
We've come to the wrong place.
Is there even anyone on site yet? Well, no, I'm just looking at, you know.
Oh yeah, also in general.
Like, is there really anyone here yet?
Yeah. Couple people. That's why I'm trying to get them to move this show a little bit back, like 10:30 or 10:45. 10:15.
It's a little quick.
Tough. Yeah. Juggling show. Non-juggling juggling show. There's no juggling, sir. Don't get excited. No juggling whatsoever. Hey, I know you. I know. If you're gonna sit down, sit close.
Sit in the back.
No.
Leave space for the other people.
What other people?
Well, they're not here yet.
They're coming. They're on their way. Dun, 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 dun. Now I'll do a show. I just like to give it a few minutes for people to straggle in. Yeah, I learned a very important lesson as a young man when I was working the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. And I was a friend of mine, a fire eater named Dr. Dunpei, and he's about 350 pounds. And he says, so as long as the audience outweighs me, I'll do a show. Well, that's good. That's good. I said, so in my case, like a 15-year-old boy. Right?
I think we're good.
That's all I need. Don't worry. It's just wood. It's not flammable. There's a spider. Where? Oh, Daddy Longleg. I don't think you want to be up here, little guy. Oh, remember, if you're going to watch this show, the closer you sit to me, the larger I appear. True story. Nailed it. Excellent. Well, we got enough people. We'll do something. Come on in, people. Don't be shy. You haven't missed anything yet. Just a fully grown man in tights.
Woo!
Yeah. Shut it. Mostly grown. Sir, with the beard. Just remember, you're flammable. Keep that in mind. Excellent. Do you know by sitting in the front row, you guys are providing a public service? In case something goes horribly wrong, you're creating a human barrier for the people behind you. It's very nice of you. Come on in, don't be shy. Last chance to see this show. It's a good show. I've seen it. Yeah. If you keep going that way, you'll miss the show. Well, for those of you who have not seen the show before, we'll start off by explaining a few things. First off, my name is Koi, like the fish, only spelled differently. C-O-Y. It's my actual name. Everybody say hi, Koi.
Hi, Koi.
Excellent. And I use the stage name Crazy Boy Koi because it's descriptive. Yeah. I'm a little bit crazy, a little not right in the head. I do dangerous and stupid things for a living. That's right, man. I'm a professional. Yeah. The second thing I'd like to explain before we get started is this is live action theater. I, ladies and gentlemen, am a live action performer. I'm actually here right now. I know, amazing. Check it out, sir. In 3D. I'm a live action performer, and you, good people of the St. Louis Renaissance Festival, are a live action audience.
Woo!
Very good. Nice energy for this early in the morning. I appreciate it. As a live action performer, I have several jobs to perform. My first job is to do interesting and amusing things so that you watch me. That's the easy part. My second job, more difficult and more important, my job is to help you have a good time. That's my job. Your job as a live action audience is very simple. Your job is to have a good time. That's your job, okay? If you feel like you can have a good time, say yes!
Yes!
If you do not feel like you can have a good time, leave. You can yell it out, because Do you know what this is? It's a tennis racket, that's right. It's missing something. The strings, or the net. I call it broken. Yeah. Sir, you look relatively strong. I haven't picked on you yet. If you would, go ahead and grab that and give it a good tug. Solid, right? Yeah. Not made of rubber, does not bend. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, one more question. How big between my thumbs?
Maybe about a foot.
About a foot. He's very close. It's actually 12 inches. I wouldn't lie to you people. Most men would and say 14, but you know. It's okay, you can laugh. Your kids don't get it. If they do, not my problem. 12 inches at its widest point, 8.5 inches at its most narrow. I'm going to attempt to take my entire body, head to toe, top to bottom, 6'3", 275 pounds. I wouldn't lie to you people.
Okay.
My entire body through this part of the tennis racket right here. Oh, a camera, hold on. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's impossible. How could this small but rather wide Mexican man fit himself through the tennis racket? But it's not impossible, just improbable. What would be impossible to put my entire body through that part? That would be impossible. I can poke my head through there though. I don't care if you laugh, I think it's funny. But it gets better.
It does?
It does. As a professional juggler, or in this case contortionist, I'm not like normal people. You see, a normal person goes to their job and says, how can I get through the day with as little effort as possible? I look at my job and I think, how can I make this more difficult for myself? So I decided to make this significantly more difficult by putting myself through the tennis racket while standing on top of this. Now this is what appears to be an exercise ball you'd see at the gym. It is not. Those are squishy. This one is solid. It's 2 feet in diameter, weighs about 25 pounds. A quick impression. I like to bring a little culture to the Renaissance Festival. A quick impression. If you don't understand that reference, study your Greek mythology. By the way, that was Atlas, or at least my interpretation of it. But you see, I'm Mexican, like I said, and tiny. So I call it Adlito. Adlito. Yeah. There are 2 ways I can get on the giant globe. Safe and slow, or slightly more dramatic and dangerous.
Dramatic and dangerous.
Safe and slow. I'm outvoted.
Very well, the slightly more dramatic and dangerous way is with a running start, aimed directly at this young lady in the front row. Now remember, this is live action theater.
I believe it.
Live action theater. If I happen to come flying at you, catch me, okay? If you don't feel like catching me, break my fall with the gentleman sitting next to you. A live demonstration, slightly more dramatic and dangerous with a running start and a countdown. I give you countdown 3, 2, 1, you yell go. I run at the ball, fly through the air, and hopefully don't squish any children in my show. I don't ever want to do that, ever again. 3, 2, 1,
Go!
shut up.
Better than I could do.
You can't do it. Attempt number 2. There's a life lesson in here, children. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If you don't succeed a second time, try again. If you don't succeed a third time, get a real job. A running start in 3, 2, 1,
Go!
Yeah.
Woo!
I know. And now, ladies and gentlemen, while standing on this 2-foot sphere, I am over 6 feet tall. I know. Thank you. Dreams really do come true. A live demonstration and step-by-step directions on how to put yourself through a tennis racket, so you too can go home and try this. A true story. I got an email from a lady on a Monday. Her family had seen my show the day before, and her small son got himself stuck in a miniature basketball hoop. True story. Step number 1, buy a tennis racket. It helps. Step number 2, very important, kids, remove the strings. Step number 3, where it starts to get fun. Oh, hold on. Oh, whew, excuse me, that burp tastes like fuel. Step number 3, where it starts to get fun. The elbows, 1 elbow at a time, the left elbow. Step number 4, the right elbow. A quick impression for the children. a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Arr. A quick impression for the adults and those worldly teenagers. A Tyrannosaurus Rex with a large collection of Italian leather shoes. Wow. Step number 5, where it gets difficult, your head. Take your hat off, turn your head to the side, and be very careful of your earrings. They're real, by the way. Like I said, everything on this stage is 100% real. My earlobes are actually that big. They're 1.5 inches in diameter. The best part, they're squishy. Yeah. I do that on the bus. People leave me alone. True story. Step number 5, your head. Turn your head to the side. Be very careful not to lose your balance at this point as well. Keeping in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that this is my job. Yeah. Hi. Step number 6, the shoulders, where it starts to get painful. The one shoulder at a time, starting with the left shoulder. My left, not yours. It's this one over here. The left shoulder slides up and through the 12-inch tennis racket. Yeah. Oh. Like so. And nobody cares. Thank you for that spontaneous round of applause. Ooh, I lost an earring. Step number 7, I think. I lost track. Step number 7, the right shoulder. And I know what some of you are thinking right about now. You're thinking to yourselves, that is one sexy juggler. No, you're thinking the right shoulder looks quite a bit more difficult. It is. It's also quite a bit more painful, so I expect quite a bit more applause.
All right.
Fair enough.
The right shoulder. In 3, 2, 1. It's a boy! Mazel tov. A lady one time yelled out, "How can you tell?" A mean old lady. Step number 8, the chest. It's a little tight. It's at this point in the stunt. I'm glad I'm not pierced. Anymore. It's a true story. It's also this point in the stunt. I'm glad I'm not a woman. Anymore. It's not a true story. Relax. Thank you. Step number 8, the chest. Comes in 2 parts. Ouchie number 1. And ouchie number 2. Step number 9 for the gentleman. Suck in the beer gut. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you a couple of things. First, something really weird, and then something incredibly difficult. And I need my ring. Ariel, if you would. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, before we do either of these stunts, the first part is to put the tennis racket in the appropriate position, which is my least favorite part of the show. What do you care? You're not the one doing it? Perfect. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this next stunt is really for my own personal amusement, but I hope you enjoy it as well. That was stupid, I'm sorry. Now time for something actually incredibly difficult. Something that, as far as I know, I'm the only person in the world can do. I've never seen anybody else do it. It involves putting most of my body through this ring while still wearing the racket and still balanced on the ball. Now, this stunt requires my full concentration. So I ask that you hold your applause until I hold the ring above my head, like so. I apologize for the view you're about to receive. Ma'am, you're welcome. So at this point in the show, I realized my error of not using the bathroom before. Yeah, I got this. That's sir, is a direct result of having way too much free time on my hands. And not enough friends. Just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like taking a corset off at the end of the day. Don't ask me how I know that. Before we continue, I'd like to say a few things. First off, thank you for coming and watching my show. I appreciate it. If you people didn't come and watch my show, I'd have to get a real job. Nobody wants that. Seriously, everybody, take a moment. Picture me working in retail. So in order to keep me on stage where I belong, I depend in large part upon your generous donations. If you have any money, I'd like some. $5 in the hat means I did a good job and you had a good time. Round of applause, who's had a good time? Woo! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. $10 in the hat means I did a great job and you had a great time. $20, people, means I did an excellent job. You had an excellent time. It would mean the world to me. $50, ma'am, and I'll go home with you. $100, sir, and I will not go home with you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need change for a 10 or 20, I'll have it. If you would like a picture, I'll be available. And most importantly, if you would like a hug at the end of the show, free hugs. Free hugs. I'm sweaty, and some of you look absorbent. Now, without further ado, the rest of the tennis racket. Step number 10, the hips. I got to this point one time, a little girl yelled out, "This should be the easy part." The mean little girl. Step 10, relatively easy. I call this part of the show party rockin'. Wiggle, 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 yeah. That was dumb, I'm sorry. Step number 10, relatively easy. However, step number 11 and 12, relatively difficult. The feet. There are two ways I can do this. Safe and slow, or dramatic and dangerous. I'm not even gonna ask. You guys want to see dramatic and dangerous? Say huzzah! Huzzah! I had a feeling. America. Dramatic and dangerous is both feet at the same time. I will give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. When I get to 1, you yell go. I jump up in the air, whip the racket out from underneath my feet, and land back on the ball. At least that's how I planned it. If something goes horribly wrong, please applaud anyways. It makes me feel good about my life choices. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, both feet at the same time. In 3, 2, 1, go! Damn it. Don't rush me. It's my show. I got this, ma'am. I'm a professional. Attempt number 2. Attempt number 2. Oh, it's a new ball, actually. It's a little slippery. I just got this ball in the mail yesterday. My other one's pink. 15 years it faded. All right, both feet, same time. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and watching my show. My next show is the same show, but the one after that at 1:45, a completely different show. So if you want to see me do a couple of different things, including breathing fire while standing on top of a ladder, come back and see that show. If you've enjoyed my show, my name is Crazy Boy Coy. If you do not enjoy my show, my name is Jim McKenzie. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Give it up for me one more time. You know you want to.
Woo! He's something else, eh? I get there and the audience is empty because it's like the day had just begun. I'm like, you know what? My other options is just to go shopping. He's already getting ready for his show. Let's go check it out. And I've been walking around a bit, shopping. I aim to possibly buy some things today. Though it is always a large amount of money to spend, but I'm thinking about it, and I've been thinking about it for, well, a year at least. I was thinking about it last year. Well, we'll see. Look at that. We're keeping them up during the day. How sad. Beautiful though. Got a buffalo chicken wrap. Just need to get some food in my stomach. I'm getting too hungry. And the thing I'm least satisfied with my outfit is the shoes. I just got old sandals. I'm thinking about getting shoes or boots or something, so I just got socks. And I'm gonna see what's available. Alright, so I went with shoes. Men's with their ghillie. something like that. It's basically $100, whereas the boots would have been $250 plus for full boots. I've been thinking about it for years, and actually have a friend's wedding in a couple weeks that this is basically the attire I'm wearing to it. So I figured it'd be nice to make it a little nicer. So I got shoes.
Oh, I need that, don't I? My name is Jamie Raven. In Glasgow I was born. My place of habitation, I'm forced to live in scorn. My place of habitation, I'm forced to gang o' war. I pray the bonny hills and dales of Caledonia. 'Twas early in the morning, before the break of day, the turnkey came to us, and unto us did say, arise, you hapless convicts, arise and gang o' war. This is the day you ought to stray from Caledonia. No, I used to buy my beer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer. Thanks, Ray! Me, the guy who drinks my beer. Far a long way to the John, gotta go now, so I'll have another beer. I'll have another beer. Tea, no thanks, I'll have a beer. And that brings us back to dough. Everybody now
No, I used to buy my beer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer. Thanks, Ray! Me, the guy who drinks my beer. Far a long way to the John.
There's a line now,
So I'll have another beer. I'll have another beer. Tea, no thanks, I'll have a beer. And that brings us back to dough.
This song is about overcoming adversity. When death comes for you, tell them to piss off. You still have things to do. It's called the Sailor's Prayer. Though my sails be torn and tattered, and the mast be turned about, let the night wind chill me to my very soul. And though the spray might sting my eyes, and the stars no light provide, give me just another morning light to hold. For I will not lie me down, this rain or raging. No, I will not lie me down in such a storm. And if this night be unblessed, I shall not take my rest till I reach another shore. And though the only water left is but salt to wound my thirst, I will drink the rain that falls so steady down. And though night blindness be my gift, and there be thieves upon my drift, I will thank the fog that shelters me along. For I will not lie me down, this rain a raging. No, I will not lie me down in such a storm. And if this night be unblessed, I shall not take my rest till I reach another shore. All right, let's hear ya. No,
I will not lie me down in strain or raging. No, I will not lie me down in such a storm. If this night be unblessed, I shall not take my rest until I reach another shore. Until I reach another shore.
Thank you very much. We are 3 pints gone.
One more round. Whee!
Remember the Alamo. Remember the Maine. Remember to throw money in our hat and go buy our crop. Be back here at 2 o'clock for another show. 3:30 we will be doing the Moose Song. So those of you with children, do not show up.
Thanks for coming to our show.
Oh, always. Look forward to it every year. So yeah, went to 3 Pints Gone, which really is not the Ren Faire without it. Likewise, I just got a lemon shake-up, which I am always craving. I'm technically allergic to it, but I don't care. It is delicious. It has fresh lemon, and it's a fruit that I'm allergic to, amongst all of them. But man, is it good.
Come on in, it's a musical blade show. The princess landing stage, river mercy, fare thee well. I am bound for California, it's a place that I know right well. I like big boats. I like big boats. Not mine. I'm not big boats and it cannot die. You up on the street tonight. Hey, you know what's up when you need to be where you want to ride. Hey, Stop! Stop! Collaborate and listen. I rap with a friend. Grab the whole tight. Hey, Saxon. We're gonna stop. Go. Hey! Stop! Have a time. Go. Don't touch me, Saxton. Don't touch me, Saxton. What? Don't touch me! Stop! In the name of love, before you break my heart, you don't know. You got them singing it. Hey, it's a song about a boat. Right. Oh, it's a great idea. Why didn't you say that in the first place, jackass? Oh. Captain Jackass. I should say, before we put this song on one of our CDs, we have been touring this song all over the country. And I gotta tell you, some of the people that we perform this song for, they don't always think this song's a boat. It's about weird. But I can assure you, we wrote this song and we know it's about a boat. So if any of you good people here at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival think this song is about anything other than a boat, you got dirty minds and we want to know you better, right? Oh, drunken Harvey's coming out to sea. The drunken Harvey's coming just for me. Her broadsides are quite broad and she's haggard as can be. But drunken Harvey's coming just for me. She drinks and moans and her fruit deck groans and her cabins are quite greasy. She's got the odor of a fish that makes the seaman queasy. She's a little bit big and a little bit slow. She makes her turns quite fine. Been sailing long and looks worn out, but she welcomes you inside. Oh, drunken Harvey's coming out to sea. The drunken Harvey's coming just for me. Her broadsides are quite broad and she's haggard as can be. But drunken Harvey's coming just for me. She's been through waves and been through storms, she can really take a pounding. She still wants all her crewmen on, even when she's grounded. So large she has an undertow, never know where she has been. Let her cut and run me hearties before she sucks you in. Oh, drunken Harvey's coming out to sea. The drunken Harvey's coming just for me.
And the musical blades are quite enjoyable, though they were missing their percussion, both of them. Usually they have 2 drummers. Today they had 0. Oh well. And I realized I actually don't have my hair down today, which usually I would. But then I thought about actually taking my hair down, and it is way too humid for that. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna leave it pulled back. Or, it's definitely getting warm out. And of course I had to get a root beer float while I'm here. Even as the lady's handing it. And she's like, that's like picture perfect. And I'm thinking, well good, because I'm about to point a camera at it. But, I don't know. I get the same kind of things like every time I come here.
Very much so.
But it's the things I've fallen in love with over the years, and just I don't get them much often, so. Well, as I'm thinking maybe of leaving, I see Bella the Bard.
But I figured since it's a weekend full of pirates, I've got to pay homage to pirates. So this is about a pirate named LeBron. Not LeBron, LeBron. This one I know that they're here in LeBron. I mean, pirates had never been born, and he sailed on the dark lady. A ship strong and sound with a perilous crew, and high on the mast, well, swollen bones flew fleet and swift. Was the dark lady, and every night the very noise drank a toast, and says to my lovely lady host, my one true love, hear, hear, the ghost crew replies, and the dark lady smiles. Cause I battle with one-handers, wine and leather bladders, loyal to my lady, you can go and ask her. My life is adventure, save it thine conjectures, bringing peace to the land, look at my musculature. That's right. Oh, wait, I'm just so bored. Who am I kidding? But if I was a knight, I know exactly what I'd say. Peasants cannot tell me a thing, no, can't tell me nothing. Peasants cannot tell me a thing, no, can't tell me nothing. I'm going to take my horse to the jousting court. I'm going to fight till I can no more. I will take my horse to the jousting court. I'm going to fight till I can no more.
And it's just about 3. Actually, it looks like the schedule for the rain got pushed back a couple hours, so ended up being a pretty perfect day. But I kind of planned on leaving around now when it was gonna be raining, and I am exhausted. I got here shortly before the fair opened. I am very worn out at this point. I'm gonna head out. Make my way home. It's been a fun day. I got the foods I liked. Got to see some great shows. Spent money on shoes. It's been a fun day. But I'll be making my way home. Fare thee well. Godspeed. Spent more money than I like to have spent. But got some shoes that I've been thinking about getting for years. I think I said it, but I got a friend's wedding. Amanda and Alan are getting married, and they're doing basically they're encouraging the idea of fantasy and that sort of attire. So I got friends that are, Austin got, garb with chainmail and everything, and, they brought up, oh yeah, your pirate outfit would be great, but the shoes are the one thing about the pirate outfit that I have not been the happiest with from the start, but they're expensive. Even for just the small, basic shoes that I got are expensive. Quite a bit more so for full boots, which would be cool, but this'll... the sandals lasted me for, 10-ish plus years? these will last me a while longer. Enough that the shoes are no longer standing out as a must replace, and I can work on other more exciting parts of the outfit, as far as what I upgrade, or maybe making it more variable where it's not always a pirate is one of the things I'd like to do. But that just requires more accessories and such, and well, I can only spend so much at a time. I got many other expensive hobbies, as Nick likes to say. I am quite worn out. Probably need to drink more water. I probably did not drink enough water. Actually, I know I didn't. I had the root beer float, and I had the lemon shake up, and that was it for fluids. For 5 hours outside, and I mean, it's like 80 to 85, so it could have been a lot worse, but it's still not cool out. So I'll make sure to do that when I get home. Yeah, fun day at the Ren Faire. It's still only 3, so I mean, I still got a day ahead of me, but I am quite exhausted. We'll call it a much needed workout. And I'm home at last. Yay. First things first. All right. Just gotta make sure I get water in my system, because I've been out in the heat all day without drinking water. That's a stupid thing to do. But I solved it once I thought about it. I just didn't think about it soon enough. Need to think about it more readily. All right. I left the fair at like 3, and I was thinking, oh, I got plenty of day ahead of me. I'll get stuff done once I get home. But I didn't. I crashed. I was exhausted. I'm not used to that kind of exercise. You know, time in the sun, like 5 hours, walking hilly area, just going hard. So it's probably healthy for me, I guess. But I was worn out when I got home. I finally, here a little after 8, made myself get up and at least finish up and upload a vlog, so I have that today, and also just get the stuff either packed up or at least just draped over chairs so that the Ren Faire clothes aren't just strewn across the floor. But it was a fun day at the fair. I like some of the music. I got to upgrade the costume, the outfit a bit. Great entertaining shows, beautiful women. It is one of the, there's a number of situations or places that make me think about, oh yeah, still single, and it's definitely one of them. I do hope to find someone that will likewise enjoy getting dressed up and joining me in that kind of festivity. It's fun, and it's something that I hope I'll be able to share with someone. I don't know. I don't talk about a huge amount, but I'm still near daily, just looking through eHarmony, taking whatever the new matches they give, and either pushing aside or trying to communicate or making decisions. And I've had a number of times where I'll have strings of messages with people. Nothing lasting much has come from any of it. I'm still hopeful. But yeah, going to things like that can also just poke at that part of my brain that makes me feel lonely. I don't mind being alone most of the time. I don't like it when I feel lonely because of it. So, oh well. It's still fun day. But it's starting to get late. I am very tired, so I'm going to call it here. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues.